present something. I tried the ID card record. Nope. Yeah, it's a little bit like that. Let's see. No. There's nothing else there. Why are you doing that, Mina? Let's just go through this entire thing. What is it we have? What was I supposed to present with the gumshoe again? I just can't remember. No. Let's just present everything. I've been studying up on those files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. To think people are accusing him of injustice. I for one ain't buying it, pal. You're looking into the case of Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah. It was a pretty big deal when it was going on, you know. After all, a serial killer wasn't loose. But Lana was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe Dark's guilty. Okay. No. Okay, let's ask what the autopsy report then. Okay, you know what? Let's just go through all of them because I'm tired of this. Sure, Pix. Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. I just can't remember what I have to present. Oh. Missing something here? Oh. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is! He looks like he's writing something. What are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying about. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm rooting for you. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. I'm gonna pick that item up. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my responsibility. My responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial and now this one. It seems like all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on a trial. Tomorrow's the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That's odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture? Something seems strange about it. We're gonna get to that afterwards. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodwin was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony at the station, right? I'd never cared much for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends, clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh yeah, Chief Gaunt asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yeah, like Edward doesn't get a break ever. Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. Ow, ow. I managed to like sprain my wrist or something, but I have no idea how, because I haven't done anything specific, but it just hurts. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's one story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. The Chief Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding, it's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. Ah, I remember now. Remember what? That was when the official prosecutor's trophy looked... That's what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a backstory behind this design. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award is based on. this big thing sticking out from the side. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In ancient Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd and the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Oh, sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it though, for Emma's sake? Very well. Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive. But then again, you've heard that story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very description of those 2 items discredit them both. When the king pointed it out, this merchant was left speechless, and thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Everything is a mess. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and the broken knife symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchants at a loss for words. But it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gaunt. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the wood abolished. Chief Gaunt. I wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright, let's take a look. Are you crazy? Mr. Edgeworth is standing right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe at the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on. First, let me see what this girl is crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. What? A letter of... If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says, Letter of Resignation. Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, Wright. I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked, it hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. No one should forgive me either. Uh-oh. I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation, I wonder if I could use it for anything. I think he needs both picks. I think we have reached a conclusion pretty summarily. Excuse me? Would either of you care for a quarter-pound of roast beef? Miss Starr, I guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kinda like the first person I sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Still, never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in that SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred in the very same day the evidence from that case was transferred. Lid! Right as he has crashed. This can't be attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know, that little scene I happened to witness? The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. Miss Starr's hatred toward Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Joe Dark, that's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was back then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though, must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye. My sister? The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by the legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gaunt. Legendary power was the reason we were able to keep up with our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it all turned out. You mean with the forging of evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Darkwood got what he deserved. Still, it's obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. The items our team ever found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much of an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used? Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gaunt's powerful influence. The Chief? That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as Chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that was why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know. But one thing is for sure. Ever since that case entered, she has never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her change. At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr. You listen to me, Rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I have been. Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gaunt led the investigation with Lana in second command. They were the best. And they sold all kinds of characters together, didn't they? Damon Gaunt's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence? You mean... Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared to confront him though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned with Jake. For Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt like she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have recovered from his shock. That's what's making it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Phoenix Wright slinging, huh? Okay, so now we're going to the detention center. From the detention center, we're going to find the gumshoe. Oh, you're back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think it means a desk jockey. Oh, that DJ! I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer is still no. I'm not letting you into the chief's office, period. It'd be my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there. There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. So, we're gonna present the note from Edgeworth. Oh, what's this crumbled up piece of paper? I love how the animations, like you go through all these emotions on his face before he reaches this conclusion here. Like just this whole huh. It's amazing. No way! Miss Edgeworth can't be serious! Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence, but we betrayed him. Detective? That's it, I made up my mind. But, here, take my ID card. We can't do that if someone found out. They won't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, detective, thank you. Oh, you're in for some pretty, like, next game, when we're done with this case, when we go into, well, not the next case, but the case after this, you'll find some pretty chill and bouncy characters. And the most adorable character in the game. You'll all love her, I swear it. Trust me, you will love this character. Maya's still good, but this other character is just as sweet. Here we go, Mr. Wright. We're in! If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you two to bail me out. Ah! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't know you could slap a ghost. Ah, Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing, sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, what's the point of giving us your ID card? Crush and rendered unusable in pocket. Hey, don't go doing that to my card. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really want to get the fire, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out. I got a bad feeling about this. Okay, so we have a couple of things to do here. So, let's check out this. This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons. Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations. First a pipe organ, now this armor? Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it, I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. You don't have any taxes to pay. Shh, be careful what you say. Who knows, the chief may be hiding in his armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Cut it out, you don't know how scary that guy can be. This is safe, isn't it? Safe? That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. It looks like a code needs to be entered on this panel to open it. A 7-digit number? I think I might just know what it is. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birthday. It's... I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. Bingo! What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? 777777. The final ID card on that record. What? The number of our mysterious executive office who had entered the room that day. You mean... that ID number? I think you're 1 7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gunn's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Is there money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a shard from a broken cup. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in here too. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh, well, it was just a thought. Is that it? Is that what's all that's in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it? And a broken shard from a cup? They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove you have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I just can't let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great, now we have to prove their real relevancy to get them. How are these two items connected to the TL9 incident? Come on, there's gotta be something we can show the detective. So, let's court record. And take this one. Hey, look! They're hard to make out. There are some red stains here. Looks like blood. Do you think Detective Goodman's blood? Someone got onto this when I was stabbed? Not likely. Just look, this blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. Oh, I can't. Okay. I'm gonna have to present it to him then. Oh. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when there were three of us. When the three of us put that together, those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Was this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of those shards had an SL9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't it ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? You mean this one? That was in the safe? Yeah, that one. That was in a safe. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Let me see that shard. Here, I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. I'm gonna have to blast through this whole thing because I'm actually over time now. There! It fits like a charm. That of course means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of evidence in this jar in this safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line? That's blood. Now, I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe?